that don't mean he was by himself, because it's scriptures that prove that he gonna get that job done on Edom with the saints.
Yeah, Ezekiel 26. When he said, "I'm
Yeah,
gonna bear my hatred."
well,
I mean,
shit, the seven trumpet, man, the silence in heaven, the
yeah,
seven trumpet,
yeah,
man, that the earthquake,
uh,
Zechariah 14, boom, 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 saints.
yeah,
1 Corinthians 15, mortality on with immortality.
uh,
I that yeah that that's a doctrine in itself too that I would look into. If I was you,
yeah,
just for if you having that, if that's coming to you, like I say, that ain't nothing
right, right, right.
that I'm turning down. I just go with what we know first.
Hey
So
man, look, you know me. If I bring out something new, I'm gonna let you and Kyra put me down, and then all right, them niggas gonna really see what I'm
no, I'm
coming
saying
from.
that I'm saying that that's nothing that I can emphatically cut. All I'm saying is we have the understanding that
Yeah,
Yahweh has angels. So if we see
correct.
some angels doing the work that Yahweh would do, I don't see it us having to conflate him being that angel. You see what I'm
Okay,
saying? That's what
okay,
makes him the Lord of hosts, because he's the Lord of his army. You
right,
know what I'm saying?
correct, correct, correct.
Hey, hey, brother Paulo,
Yo,
what's the difference between a seraphim and a cherubim?
that's a good question, right? I mean, only from description I can say that the cherubim. I don't really, I only hear of them being mentioned with like with the throne and being with the spirit. I never really heard about the cherubim being with the spirit and with the throne. Like there's
Well,
just levels.
uh,
But
well,
if
the
you could
seraphim,
direct me,
what's the seraphims? The seraphim was it's the one that's singing, right? That's crying, like worshiping, literally like on fire and on Yahweh's throne, saying holy, holy. They saying it,
yeah,
they on fire, right?
Yes,
And the
sir.
cherubim,
All right, so that's Isaiah 6.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Isaiah 6, yeah, 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 yeah. Isaiah 6. And
I'm gonna drop. I'm gonna drop a little piece up in here, man. When you read Isaiah 6, and you got to connect it with Isaiah chapter 14, with that where it says it's gonna be like an earthquake, uh, such as in the days of Uzziah. You ever put that together?
no, who talking to me or Apollo?
Anybody?
No, I never put that together.
Hold on, man.
And
I just know I haven't seen multiple seraphims in the Bible.
Yeah, watch this though. Like we got all six that we can find. You feel what I'm saying? Or was it seven?
So
Watch this.
Wait, you said it's seven seraphims?
No, I'm about to go see. I got to go to
well,
Isaiah
no,
6.
there's seven spirits. My fault.
Yeah, and you remember I just cooked what you call, man, trying to make those seven spirits be dwelling with the Father, because he put them in heaven before the throne, and then in that same chapter is talking about the earthly kingdom. So I don't always jump those seven spirits to being something that's detached from the Lamb up in heaven above the firmament. You see what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
You mean like the spirits don't move in by themselves? Is what you mean? Or not by herself, but under his command to move or talk by herself.
Uh, I'm saying that they do move at His command, but they don't move at His command in heaven. Well, in heaven above the firmament, those spirits are for earth. Those angels are for the churches on earth. They're not for anything above the firmament. That's the
Yeah,
point
they
that I
they
was trying to
human
draw to him.
churches.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the point that I was trying to draw to him, because he kept on saying, "So how are you saying the Lord of hosts is over the seven spirits, and the seven spirits are dwelling with the Father in heaven, where the throne is?" He kept conflating all that. And I kept trying to show him through scripture how he can't just emphatically put those seven spirits with the Father in heaven above the firmament. You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
Uh-huh. Deacon tried to do that the other day. And if you go to Revelation chapter 5, you're gonna see uh that firmament dividing two separate operations, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Because see, I think if I'm not mistaken, in Revelation 5, that it's either sapphire there or it's a firmament or something there, or it's a sea of glass.
See, in Revelation 5, I thought that they were sitting in the throne and he was standing.
Let's
I
watch
thought
this.
that,
Watch this. Let's go
yeah,
look at it. Let's get it on the screen.
right.
All right. So
I think the another thing, just quickly before you start, Kara, another quick thing to take away from it is it literally says the seven churches in Asia. So we gotta quit thinking like Christianity in
yep,
saying it's
they
seven
got
spirits,
wings and they
right? It's
flying
seven
and
spirits above the firmament, and they coming down controlling these churches that are on the earth. Like we gotta, you know what I'm saying? We gotta wrap
What?
our head around the studies that we have, knowing that men have been called angels. You know what I'm
Salakia.
saying?
So you had like I came to the conversation late. You must actually have some people that believe that the seven churches were physical buildings or something, or churches or something.
Nah, nigga was trying to tell me that those seven spirits were dwelling with the Father above the firmament.
What?
hey, check this out. Check this out. When you come to Revelation 5, I'm gonna read it. It says, "And I beheld, and lo, in the midst of the throne and of the four beasts, in the midst of the elders, stood a lamb as it had been slain, having seven horns and seven eyes, which are the seven spirits of God sent forth into all the earth."
And he said he didn't cut himself right there. I told him this is clearly letting you know that he's over the seven spirits if they come from him. And you seen the video. I haven't even rewatched it. I just remember how
Now
it went.
I've started skipping it first, boy. I was laughing my ass off, boy. That
Man,
shit was hilarious. I missed the beginning of that. That was a
that nigga be
comedy
doing
show.
some real shuffling, man. Especially when I was exposing him for lying on he was lying on me like couldn't nobody else see what we was talking about.
That's just his style. I could tell he don't yield even when he wrong sometimes, and he'll like be kind of passive aggressive in his approach. But hey, shit, it's a damn debate league. You hear me?
You got yours better.
But this is interesting. If you continue to read verse 7 in Revelation 5, hold on, is that the verse I'm looking for? Hold on, sit on. Okay, yeah. But see, this was a peek in the conversation with me and Deacon when we got to verse 7. See, he didn't want me to read it. If you go back and watch the debate, he clicked off the screen right here because he started reading it with me, and he actually came to this verse to validate that these seven spirits and these elders are above the firmament. If I don't know if you recall, but I was like, man, bro,
Oh, so this was the same thing? I didn't
yeah,
even
this
put
what
that
he
together.
pulled on me, bro. And I was like, wait a minute, let me read it, bro. And then when he started seeing that I was reading it, he couldn't just move real fast. He started scrolling. When he heard me start reading it, he scrolled off of it. Then I said, hey, man, I can't keep up. Then after that, he just clicked it off. And you don't want to know why, because he realized what we talking about right now.
Right.
And that's why I said when you come to Revelation 5, it's two operations, one above the firmament and one below the firmament. But when you go to verse 7, that's talking about Christ's throne, which is what I was trying to tell him, is that this throne that's spoken of right here in Revelation 5 and 7 is Christ's throne.
It literally says the throne of David, did it? If I'm not mistaken.
Well, if you yeah, that's another thing. So let me kill this one right here. I just go to Bible Hub real quick. What's that? Revelation 5 and 7. Watch this right here. This will blow your mind. Like might be 6. I don't know what verse that was. Okay. Yeah, verse 7. All right. So right here. I can't remember which verse, Sam, but I think one of them did say that.
Yeah. I got you. Hold on one second.
Was it ESV or something? Or?
Yeah, I got you. Hold on.
Well, you be taking notes, huh?
There's let me go to it. Let me make sure I
Berean
ain't
Standard.
tripping. I'm gonna go to my Bible. Revelations.
You know out there.
See, hold on one
What
second.
you looking for?
Where it said, it called
Revelation 5 and 7.
Yeah, hold on.
Right now, man, but you ain't real important. So what was up? I'm referring to language origin. It would be first off the
Right, it's try to CEV. I read it.
Read it
But it's really that'll be verse 5.
Yeah, Revelation chapter 5.
So
verse 5.
we had got our throne. Yeah, we got our thrones mixed up. This brings clarity to the situation. So it's two thrones being spoken of in Revelation 5. You got one in verse 5. You got one in verse 7. The one in verse 5 is the throne of Christ. See what I'm saying? That's why this translation. I'm starting with the CEV right here. It says, then one of the elders said to me, stop crying and look, the one who is called both the Lion of the tribe of Judah and King David's great descendant has won the victory. He will open the scroll and its 7 seals.
It's another one too.
Yeah, it's another one. I remember. I seen it the other day. That was by mistake.
What is Revelation 3 and 21, ain't it? Let me go to it.
No, I know that verse right there. That's a pillar in the temple of his God. We're gonna write the Ancient of Days name on you. So that's somewhere close to that.
That's not it. Hold on. God dog it, bro.
Yeah. No.
So
this ain't where
no.
Verse 7, Ancient of Days, man.
Okay. Those who win the victory, I will give the right to
That's what's going on.
Oh, Kara, you know how? So like, you know what you was talking about earlier in that Psalms 110 about how David said, "Sit, my Lord said to my Lord, sit down thy right hand." So could Revelation 3 and 21 be like a little supporting for like when it says to those who win the victory? And we know that when he said in David, they're talking about to make thy enemy thy footstool. So Revelation 3 and 21 said, to those who win the victory, I will give thee right to sit beside me on my throne, just as I have been victorious, and now sit by my Father on his throne.
Yeah, all right. Let me stop y'all real quick. Just make sure we all on the same page. Revelation 5 is talking about the 8th day. That's not talking about the 7th day.
Yeah, let me read that real quick.
The book ain't getting opened up while Christ is reigning.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, because that's so. This make you take a position when is judgment. Like I'm talking about when you open the book's judgment. It's a judgment of the earth, like in the context of Isaiah 24. But then you got the final judgment where everybody getting judged.
Right, and the reason that I got conflicted just now is because this isn't the precept. This isn't the throne that he brought me to, trying to say that I think that's Revelation 1 or 2, the throne that's on earth. Yeah, it's Revelation 1 and verse 4.
Hey, say, brother, I gotta rebut what you previously said I think the context of
And most definitely,
verse 10 is putting me in a 7-day perspective.
Yeah, I would. Let's go to the KJV first for sure.
Yeah, that might be what's
oh,
throwing me off.
go. I'm sorry, Shalak. Try the NLT in Revelation 5:5, brother. Revelation.
Man, KJV just made it worse, man.
It literally says, but one of 24 elders said to me, stop weeping. Look, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the heir to David's throne, has won the
Yeah,
victory. He is worthy to open the scroll and its 7 seals. Then I saw a lamb that looked as if it had been slaughtered, but it was now standing between the throne and the 4 living beings, and among the 24
that's the order
elders.
of Melchizedek right there.
And then,
He's between the throne.
right.
That's why I say it's two separate operations going on, right? That's the verse I was talking about.
And then he
It's
said
two
he has
separate
7.
operations going on here.
And
He's still operating up under the Ancient of Days, but he in the order of Melchizedek to bring us into the 8th day.
also,
My bad. That's my last input.
No, you good. And I'm about to just turn it back with you on verse 6.
I'm in agreement with that. I see what's
going
on.
In verse 6, it says he has 7 horns and 7 eyes, which represent the sevenfold spirit of God that is sent out into every part of the earth. We still on earth in this kingdom. So this the 7th day kingdom.
And you know what? We are the 7 spirits that he sent forth throughout the earth. Because you can link this with the 7 churches that his spirit is on. That's just the diaspora, man. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's what it is. It's a
following
diaspora.
Y'all 100% now. I just needed to make sure that we all understand what Revelation 5:1 is saying, and I think y'all see what I'm saying. So if this is literally, like you say, the in between stage where we have been married and he's about to take us home, that's what I'm seeing from this. And we have to be married because it says he has redeemed us. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm following y'all.
Then it also says, so the redemption come before the rain. So if you reading in verse 10, it says, and has made us unto our God kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth. So this giving me like Exodus 19:6 vibes.
And then the key word that stood out to me once you had showed me this was the word earth. We still on earth. And we just read in John 4, when Yahweh was talking to the woman in the well, you don't even know the God that you serve. Because the Father, like the Father, once we be in the 8th day kingdom, you're not gonna serve him
Jerusalem don't even matter.
That's what I'm saying. Yep. The mountain nor Jerusalem don't even matter. So in Revelation chapter 5, we still on earth. So this is talking about the 7th day kingdom, talking about the throne of David. We know that the Ancient of Days throne do not belong to David. The only way I say the throne of David because of what? The salt covenant that David made with Yahweh. Saying, I don't want nobody sitting on my throne but my descendants, my offspring. And we do know that Christ came from the lineage of David. So that's what I think. Thank God, because that we were trying to find right there. That Revelation 5:5.
Salakia.
What happened?
I just seen Karima's message on the back chat, and the whole time I thought she was referencing the brother. I can't remember his name, but he think it's Stan, brother Stan. I thought she was saying that she was with brother Stan when she said we live, but this conversation is live. So let's speak as if we trying to give clarity to an audience as well. Even though we speaking amongst each other.
I think we did already.
You saying we put some more clarity on it? That's what you saying?
Yeah, I think the conclusions that we're arriving to all of them are clear because they all backed up with scripture. So
right. Okay, like I said,
only thing we missing is a few inputs on interpretation, but that's about it.
I was just making sure that we all understood that while we're having this discussion, that we have an audience as well. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah. But Hold on, what you brought up Revelation 3 and what?
No. I had to remember when I was saying that Revelation 5 was only talking about the kingdom on earth, that this isn't the precept that me and Greg was talking about the other day. We were in Revelation 2. That's on earth for sure. That's what I'm
For
saying.
sure. Man, somebody need to go read the Negro Question Part 4 if they want to understand anything about this. It's consolidated information on them churches that was in Asia. Matter of fact, like the first 3 chapters of Revelation are to a specific audience and nobody else.
I mean, while we're here, we live, man. What's the next topic? We done broke down Psalm 110 for the most part. We've broken down a few chapters in Revelation and understanding which songs the context is dealing with. Man, that's what we're here for. We've been studying with each other, and while that's happening, while swords are being sharpened, knowledge is being dropped on thousands. So I say, man, I don't never mind giving my time to this.
The next topic, man. I don't know what would be a good next topic.
We could do Isaiah 28, man.
It don't matter,
Do
bro.
Isaiah 28. People gonna be doing a whole lot of cussing over that chapter right there.
Yeah, I wanna when we get a chance, man. I really want to get some of them OT only brothers back on the line, bro, because that proving the Messiah in the Old Testament that's too easy to figure out what prophecies didn't get fulfilled. For you to just neglect the New Testament, it's too many prophecies that lined up, you know what I'm saying, with the documents. Like the people that were hundreds of years ago vouching, saying that a man named Jesus walked and lived in those areas, and now I say hundreds of years later, there's a whole doctrine that the New Testament is allegoric. This was never a real thing. So I think you said what?
I just want to know how when it comes down to OT only brothers, right? How they just disregard Zechariah. So who pierced? So who came down here and was pierced and died for their sins?
They normally are seated in a position where they say nobody's blood would suffice for anybody's sin as a human. That's their position.
Okay.
You got to take them straight to the source, man. It's no way around Daniel chapter 9. It's
right.
a 490-year prophecy. It gets cut off at 485, or what's the number? 487, 486.5.
Yeah, and they have
487.5.
No, it's 486. 486 and a half. Yeah.
And they got to go
See what
to
I'm
Daniel
saying?
9 and point out what it means for the Messiah to be cut off. What does that mean? What is that?
Exactly. And not for himself. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So now, why was he cut off, and who was he cut off for?
And also, this just to show that our forefathers been prophesizing that we will have to have a you know what I'm saying, a Messiah to come down here and save us. You know, it's been prophecy.
And
You know when you yeah, go ahead.
I was just finna say one more question that gotta be answered is who's cracking the sky, Elijah or David? You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody want to make David crack the sky. I mean, everybody want to make Elijah come back, but David the one that got to crack the sky.
Yeah, because he the Messiah at that point.
Exactly.
The
And David.
position they be holding be daggone near like it's his throne the whole way through.
Mm-hmm.
When it say one of his descendants,
Mm-hmm. So one of David's descendants has to come at some point in time. And if you're gonna put all them prophecies on Solomon, then who is Malachi talking about? If you're gonna put all the prophecies being fulfilled on Solomon, who is Malachi talking about?
yeah, which is after Solomon.
Right. So they try and sometimes attribute prophecies being fulfilled to Solomon, and then other times they say David is the one that's literally still going to return. They be jumbling themselves up, and like I say, hopefully we can get a formal dialogue at some point to where brothers can't do a lot of running like they did the other night. Cause I can't recall no question that got answered the other night. I know we got a lot of I don't knows. And I never I never got the illustration of what it would look like for
That's
Elijah to come back.
that's my thing is too. You gotta constantly say I don't know. Then you need to reevaluate your doctrine or reevaluate the thing that you're studying. Because obviously you can't prove it. You know, I can't stand when you want to try to bash, you know, your Howard shot like that and say, you know, that he's not real. But once that fire get close to you, you want to jump and say, I don't know, or you know, that prophecy ain't been fulfilled. That prophecy been fulfilled, or whatever they say. You know, I don't understand that. If you have to run and you can't defend your doctrine is weak. It's weak. No matter how good you may make it sound, if you cannot defend the truth and prove all things, brother, you might need to jump boats and reevaluate yourself. Like, man, what I'm studying, my spirit is not bearing witness to it. That's what I don't understand. Just like how you said yesterday, I ain't gonna just bust the brother out since we on live, but the man, Kyrod had said one verse, and the man like, huh, what, huh, huh? Like, bro, come on, man. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's ignorant. You know, I like if you can't defend something or you unaware of something, just keep your mouth shut and just listen. Don't put yourself in no situation like that.
Hmm.
Like as soon you pull out that Daniel. So who your Messiah? Like that Daniel
Is
boy.
this do we even have the same Messiah? Is this the one you looking for reconciliation of iniquity and
Exactly.
to make an end of sins?
Come on, man. Come on now. Come on.
Man, I would immediately drop a position like that, brother. That's just that's a silly look right there.
Man, it is crazy. And then it makes sense now. Like they can't say, oh, well, you guys believe in two deities. Nah, bro. We believe in the same deity from the old Testament. We just the only thing is we know that he had to come in a human manifestation form to die for his people.
Hmm. You know why? Because if you read 2 Samuel chapter 12, verse 13, it reads, when your days are over and you rest with your ancestors, I will raise up your offspring to succeed you, your own flesh and blood, and I will establish his kingdom.
Forever.
He is the one who will build a house for my name.
Uh-huh.
Oh man, that's a supercut.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he
And I
said.
will establish the throne. Go ahead, brother.
I was just agreeing that this is the precept that I use to show that he said he's going to do it.
Right, because it can't be Solomon, because Solomon's kingdom got split after he died.
Now, I mean, I'm talking about Yahweh saying that he's
Yeah,
going to
Howard
be the
said he
one.
gonna send.
You see what I see, bro.
My bad, bro.
You see what
My
I see.
bad, bro. It's literally saying this is the equivalent of going to Jeremiah 23:6 and say he's gonna, hey, bro,
Okay.
why don't you
We
call the Messiah Yahweh? Because it says that's his name right here.
exactly. My bad. Habit. Yeah, man. That's I say, man, it's gonna get redundant, and that's what we want. We want to get to the point to where we can go to witness after witness and show the same exact thing.
Man,
Because
it's
that's what they
crazy, bro.
can't do. All they can do is show that one time in Psalm 110 and try and say, "Oh, that's Christ. That's Yahweh and Christ right there." Okay, is there
David,
any other time that you could show me somebody calling a man calling another person Lord other than Yahweh? Can you show me that, please?
man, bro, you know how to put it the simplest way. 2 Samuel 7 and 12 and 13 is the La Adoni in Psalm 110.
I don't know if I could put it any better. I don't know if I could put it any better.
That's crazy, bro. This is a new burner. I got to screenshot this one. That's a burner. That's going with Jeremiah 23 and 6 every time.
Man, then Jeremiah 23 and 6, and that Deuteronomy 32. Man, that's some hitters right there, boy. Bro, did y'all see?
Yeah.
Bro, did y'all see that Michael 5 and 2 that I sent in the other chat with the ESV version on there?
Mm-mm.
Man, check that out. Man, I'll read it. Man, I'm a, like, if I were y'all, I'll use the ESV version for Michael 5 and 2. Cause hold on, let me go to it real quick, bro. Let me go to it.
Man, I know the audience probably know me by now, man. I'm not biased at all, and I far from feel like the KJV is infallible.
Oh no, the
But a
KJV not
lot of
right.
times, I don't. If I don't see a reason to have to go to another translation to prove the point.
Yeah,
Maybe to give more. No, I'm not saying that that's what you're doing. I'm just saying from my point of perspective, if you ever feel like you calling out another version and I don't want to go to it, it's not anything personal. I'm just gonna always be. That's just like how I am with the blue letter. I'm gonna always be one to try and go with one source if possible. You see what I'm saying? But and I said that to say I am going to use something else. I would actually use the ESV or the NLT. And a lot of people actually don't like the ESV, but those are amplified sometimes, but amplified in NLT be pretty similar to me a lot. But I'm a big KJV head, but if I am gonna step outside, it's gonna be ESV or NLT.
And the reason why I like to just pick other translation, right? John 8 and 17, when he said it is also written in your law that the testimony of two men is true. I like to show two witnesses, right? So of course we use Michael 5 and 2 in the KJV. You can use KJV you want to, but preferably I would like to use the ESV. The reason why I like the ESV because it just brings more of a clarity to what's being said. Prime example is where it's just like KJV and Leviticus. When we out on the corners, right? If we talking about, hey, don't eat no pork, in the KJV gonna say swine. But if you use the GNT, gonna say thou shalt not eat pigs. A nigga know the word pig before they would swine, if I'm not mistaken, right? I'm just calling a spade a spade. So when Kara say, give me Leviticus 11, I'm gonna pull that GNT. Thou shalt not eat pigs, nigga, because it's unclean. So that's what I use. But hey, let me show the ESV though. It says, this is Micah 5 verse 2. But you, O Bethlehem, Ephrathah, who are too little to be among the clans of Judah, from you shall come forth for me one who is to be ruler in Israel, whose coming forth is from ancient days. That literally saying, how in the KJV say everlasting, and we always, say that everlasting is the ancient days. In the ESV, it literally says ancient days. That's crazy to me. How it literally just says it
Mm-hmm.
off the rip.
Yep.
So
But you know the crazy part about that is say he come from ancient
he
days.
come
You feel what I'm
from.
saying?
So he had an
From.
origin. Origin. Something created him from. So he's from something,
Nah,
right?
he before time, like they say. He exists outside of time. He's before days. He's before ancient days. See what I'm saying?
But
He's before everlasting.
hey,
Right?
the scripture said he's from ancient days. He's from
That's
ancient
crazy,
days.
man.
And then go try and pull Psalm 90 and 2 to separate Yahweh from the Messiah. Because Micah 5 is in the context of the Messiah. So they go and try and standardize Yahweh as being outside of time, but it say he from ancient
It
days.
literally said he's from ancient days. Come on, man. Like,
Hey, how does that version render Psalm 90 and 2?
let me go to it. Psalm 90 and 2. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 90, verse 2. It said, before the mountains were brought forth, or ever you had formed the earth and the world, from everlasting to everlasting, you are Elohim. So
So from Alpha to Omega.
it literally reads the same thing from like
I should
KJV.
put that on the screen so that if somebody's watching, they'll be able to follow along.
Oh, the water.
From beginning to end.
Mm-hmm.
Alpha Omega, first and last. The
Everlasting to
root and the
everlasting.
offspring. The first Adam, the last
The
Adam.
beginning, the end. Like,
Come on, man.
it literally says, bro, come on, like, it's crazy to me because, like,
Hey, you want to know what's crazy, bro?
what's up with it?
If you go down to verse 4, that's where you go and get that out of the Psalms of the 1,000-year kingdom.
Yes, for 1,000 years in your sight are but as yesterday when it's past, or as a watch in the night. Hey, so let me ask you this. So that second Ezra and 7, don't use that. They represent after the end of the 1,000 kingdom, right? Don't use that no more, huh? They use this one.
Yeah, but I think for sure, but it has the covenant built in it because of that 400 years right there.
Uh-huh.
See, that verse right there, I think that puzzles a lot of people because they can't figure it out, but it's in the context of Daniel 7, and it's in the context of the 400 years that we would be in a land where we'll be strangers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? So that 400 years is like basically, I don't want to give no exact dates, but it's definitely after 1969, I would guess per se. That's when these prophets is hitting the streets.
The Great Awakening.
That's that grace period, a great awakening. The bones are about to live. You see what I'm saying? They're gonna go out and prophesy.
Right.
2 witnesses gonna be prophesying. The prophet's gonna be waking up.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, I think if you go and read I think it's in Esdras, it says they're gonna send the prophet Daniel and Jeremiah back to the earth. I don't see nobody pulling that out. So we in that time period right now. I know I be putting my neck out there, but I be willing to be pretty sure about Hosea chapter 6, verse 2 and 3. When it says after the second day, we'll roll into the third day. That's when he gonna wake us up.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, it also said Isaiah was gonna be here too, or no, I'm tripping.
I can't find that precept. I think in the book of Daniel or something, it kind of ends kind of weird too, but let me see. Yeah. So like you go and read Daniel chapter 12, verse 13, it says, but go your way till the end, and you shall rest and shall stand in your allotted place at the end of days. At the end of the days. That's the ESV. Let me see what the KJV. That's probably what I know about. It said, but go thy way till the end be, for thou shalt rest and stand in thy lot at the end of the days. So that can put him in judgment and everything. But let me find that verse. Yeah, read Second Ezra chapter 2, verse 18.
Second,
I don't never see nobody bringing this out right here.
Second Ezra chapter 2, verse 18.
Yeah.
Um, it says, "For thy help will I send my servant Isaiah and Jeremiah, after whose counsel I have sanctified and prepared for thee 12 trees laden with diverse fruits." Oh,
Man, it's a burner, boy. I'm telling you, when he gonna do it? Right now.
yeah, he doing it now as we speaking.
Yeah, so that's another precept that I like to use. Rob, you the one who put me on that, and I use that when I'm going to Jeremiah 23:6 to prove
Mm-hmm.
that when he's going to send somebody by name, he's going to send them and literally say verbatim their name. See what I'm saying? Every time David
Mm-hmm.
is spoken to being the return, and it's clearly
Yeah.
talking about the seed of David, that's how it's spoken of. But for us to let us know whose soul or spirit is going to be, every time it's him manifesting, he says he's going to do it. So he didn't in
Yeah.
Jeremiah 23, he didn't say, I'm going to send or when I send David, or when I send my shepherd David. That's not what he said. He said he's going to raise this shepherd up. And in his days, you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I like to pay close attention to as well. Just like Malachi. Malachi references Elijah verbatim. Any other time, when it's talking about the manifestation of the Messiah, he's literally telling you he's going to do this work. But Salakia, that's it. That's what I remember Second Ezra 2:18 for.
Man, that's powerful. So when y'all got these prophecies fulfilled, because or looking for them, because this is during the Maccabean. Well, no, this will be around that time. This will definitely be Greek influence right here, because this is a Greek text. But how y'all see that being fulfilled? What does it look like?
What, them brothers coming back?
Yeah.
Shit, without having respect to person, any of these camp leaders that's got hundreds or thousands of niggas doing the same thing that Isaiah and Jeremiah had niggas doing in the scriptures. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Getting back right, getting in order, setting
Mm-hmm.
up camp, observing your feast days, sacrificing the
Mm-hmm.
right way, eating your sacrifice. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That
Mm-hmm.
And it's just to turkey back off what Brother Munn said. It's no glazing, and it's not me overhyping no nigga, but it got to be one of, man. It got to be one of the prophets of old, especially like the founding fathers of the One West. You know what I'm saying? Like it got to. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like one of them got to be, either Isaiah or Jeremiah or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just because they started it, the word of God is alive and active.
Yeah, it's
So
quick.
even if the scholarly foundation and the original doctrine is different, we understand that fits scripture, because
Mm-hmm,
if you read Isaiah, that's where it says his watchmen are blind.
mm-hmm,
It says that they'll lift up their eyes, and see eye to eye. No, what it say? They'll see eye to eye when he brings Zion.
mm-hmm.
So basically, the prophets did their job, if they are prophets, because I would say any type of camp, starting in the 60s, you can't necessarily give all the credit to One West. It just fit prophecy. That's why I'm convinced that a couple of these prophecies, like, Daniel 7:25, you can link these type of prophecies to 350-year periods you can actually observe in history, you know. But I think it was like, the things that happened before 19 uh
69.
yeah, yeah. You know
Mm.
how I look at that, man. You still got real Israelite populations that know they Israelites that didn't forget that they Israelites.
Yeah, you do. You do. Even before
Yeah,
69. But the reason why I said One
yeah,
West because, at our camp, you know what I'm saying, and our and how us in our camp got awakened is because of One West. You know what I'm saying, with the One West doctrine and other camps that was spurred off from One West,
for sure.
but we have brothers that, like, big shout out to Hashua that been in Jerusalem since '64. So we been had brothers long before 1969 that know that they were Israelites. And you absolutely right. One thing I do want to say this, and I could be wrong, but is it a scripture that say that the prophets now will be well, you could say Daniel what's that, Daniel 12 or something, when he said knowledge shall increase in the later days.
Yeah, verse 4.
Yeah, so just to turn back on what you were saying, this is what I was getting from what you were saying. Like, when it come down to what those brothers was saying and the awakening, yeah, they probably didn't have the knowledge that we have now. You know what I'm saying? Because when time go by, the more knowledge we'll get. But they, they planted that seed in us to understand who we are as a nation of people. They planted that seed to, okay, it's time for us to get back to our inheritance. You know what I'm saying? We more than just niggas in America. We more than just a so-called crayon color in America. Man, we God's chosen people, man. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? The blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are God's chosen people. And they planted that seed in us, man. So that's my thing. That's my thing when it come down to them. So I feel like Isaiah and Jeremiah, they here, bro. I just don't know who, you know what I'm saying, who is it, but I do know that it got to be one of them brothers from 1969. Got to be. It got to be.
Hmm.
It could be. It could. I don't know. But that's my thing. That's my thing.
And it could be, brother.
Yeah.
Could be. And then what's interesting about 1969, man, if you just man, I challenge y'all to ask Open Chat GPT the most notable events during 1969. Man, it's gonna blow your mind. But I know one that really stood out is that's the year uh they so-called landed on the moon. That wasn't nothing but a false narrative being pushed on America
Correct.
to allow them principalities to seem like they're dominant throughout the
Mm-hmm.
earth. So I think that just simple fact that they playing with something that standardizes our covenant with us and saying that they own it. See, they not doing nothing but confirming scripture, because it said that they will make their nest among the stars.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And they want to come point the finger at you and say, "No, you're not the people." I said, I like to give them a response. Say, I don't know nobody from nothing in my seed that done the things that you claim to have done.
Right. Right.
You just lost.
And my thing is this too, just to turn back on what you were saying, man. John 3 and verse 13 literally says, and no man hath ascended up to heaven, but he that came down.
Accept what come down.
Uh-huh. So that's my thing is, you know how Esau is, man. You know how the great whoredom is. They Psalms 83 for sure. They come together as crafty counsel to make us remember, make us go out of remembrance. And another thing that I want to add out that Isaiah 31 verse 1 as well, man. Isaiah 31 verse 1. Let me read it real quick.
I got you, brother. It says, "Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help,
Uh-huh.
and stay on horses and trust in chariots
Uh-huh.
because there are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek Yahweh.
Mm.
Yet, yet he also is wise and will bring evil and will not call back his words, but will arise against the house of the evildoers and against the help of them that work iniquity.
Exactly. So if saying you over there, especially our people, right? They so quick. For an example, you see with the Trump election, the presidential election, how they was talking about Trump election and all that. They so quick to put all their trust in this election. They so quick to, what I'm saying, try to lean and depend on Esau for help for America for help. And like I said, when it come down to it, how you mentioned about how Esau tried to, what I'm saying, really spit on our face. Oh yeah, we landed on the
Mm-hmm.
moon, you know what I'm saying? Cause that's a covenant that Yahweh made. He said, man, before I disclaim Israel as a nation, the moon and the sun with it. It's in Jeremiah 31. You know what I'm trying to
Oh yeah,
correct.
for sure.
Yeah.
It's associated with chapter 33 as well with the
33.
salt covenant.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. You already know where I'm trying to come from. So it's just the fact that how our people, I just find it so funny how our people, right, want to put all their trust into this wicked whoredom country, and they depending on, what I'm saying, they depending on the tactics of Esau. Obviously, we're not in Egypt, right? According to
Uh-huh.
Exodus 20, that we was going, Egypt is the house of bunnies, but we depending on our oppressors. We trusting in
Yep.
our oppressors. What we see in these Christian churches and all that, and with these other religious groups, it's from the white man. We depending on our prayer instead of depending on Yahweh for help. So it's gonna be woe to them. Like the other day, man, Putin's over here saying it's going to be World War III. It's time for us to wake up, bro. It's time for us to wake up. It's time for us to come back to this gospel. It's time for us to come back to this truth, man. So that's my thing when it comes down to stuff like that, bro. Like it's crazy. My granddad, I never get. My granddad was telling me how his dad was 60 years old, and he had to say yes sir, no sir to a 12-year-old Edomite. You know how
Mm-hmm.
bad that was, man. You know how sad that was, man. To hear that. So it's time for our people to wake up, bro. It is. It's time for our people to wake up from that. Yeah. But I'm trying to see what the next topic gonna be, bro. Cause man, we be studying, man. We be studying.
Man, we got a lot of stuff we can look at, man. I
Man.
got I got enough notes, biblical notes. I could put them in a book.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to see what we got going.
Let's pull from the Rolodex, man. I got so many different topics.
Did
I'm
we
gonna start.
ever
I'm gonna
did we
start.
ever go over that list Karima drew out for us?
I think impartiality.
Right.
That thing way up there. I got all these topics, y'all. I got is Jesus God, Israel, the stars of heaven, Christ is Yahweh, Lily Pomegranate, Romans 14, 5 through 10 breakdown. That's the one about the food practices and adding feast days and judging somebody based off of Sabbaths and new moons. The bottomless pit is hell captivity. The 2/3 trees representing other nations. Moab's destruction after the seventh trumpet. Israel sold into slavery. He that believeth in me, as the scriptures say, the living water. Jacob's trouble in the great tribulation. Revelation 12 breakdown. Purge out the rebels of the 1/3. Or does the 1/3 get purged down to a remnant? Isaiah chapter 63, verse 12, where it says, no, just in the chapter it says, where there was none with me. There was none with me. What does it mean? Wilderness precepts. Second Ezra chapter 7, messianic breakdown. Parable of the fig tree is the 3 days in the wilderness. Hold on, I don't get this one. It's the 3 days of wilderness and the fourth kingdom to come. Parable of the fig tree is the 3 days the wilderness and the fourth the kingdom to come. Are we not in the new covenant? The end thereof shall be as a flood. Repentance and faith is for Israel. The ancient days is not Yahweh. Man, that was a long time ago I was looking at that. Saved in times of tribulation. What did Adam and Eve cover themselves with? I like that one right there.
Yeah, let's do what Adam and Eve covered themselves with. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and go into Genesis, man.
Hey, hold on. Hey, I'm happy that you said that, Amon. So guess what, y'all? Since we over there talking about great leaders, one leader said that I seen today that said on his Facebook story. He said the snake in the garden was Yahweh.
Yeah,
Who said that?
I seen it. Deacon said that.
Yeah. I was like, huh? How's that man Ezekiel 28 to cut that?
Yeah, that's a pre-Diluvian Canaanite representation.
Yeah. From our understanding, it was Ezekiel 28. How can Ezekiel? I mean, how can the snake be Yahweh? They'll be making James 1 and 13 a lie.
Yeah, man. I believe Noah carried that DNA, that pre-Diluvian DNA in his blood, and he was the only person to be able to put that offspring back into the earth. And it's nothing new under the sun. Yep. Yahweh requires that which is past, man. So you got to look at Genesis 1 through 6 from a perspective of, the first initial order of things. Like separated. Because it wouldn't I got a question. Brother Iman, you studied Genesis, right? What nations can you identify or are identified specifically from Genesis chapter 1 through Genesis chapter 6?
You want every nation?
Yeah, every nation.
You said from 1 through 6.
Yeah, what nations you know?
Well, I mean, if we just gonna talk nations, it would have to be I'm saying when you go 1 through 6, that's very complex. The way you ask it. Adam all the way to Noah's 3 sons. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's it. So where are the nations at?
Genesis chapter 10, then Shem, Japheth, and Ham.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. So I would, exactly what Shem said. I would say 3 nations and multiple tribes.
But what about before the 3 nations?
Pre-Diluvian. like
You said before the 3 nations?
You had Seth and his offspring.
Pre-Diluvian, before the flood.
Seth and his offspring, Cain and his offspring. You had the pre-Diluvian Canaanites, according to Ezekiel 28. You had Adam, you had Eve, you had other nations of men and women. Yeah.
You out, buddy. That's it.
That's it. Seth, Cain,
And you got the Nephilim
Yeah, this,
in Genesis
yeah,
6.
Yeah,
them,
that's why I
them,
said I would just go with what it got narrowed down to versus everything before that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We were left with three nations as far as on the other side of the flood.
It basically ain't number three nations. Oh, my bad. It basically ain't number three nations when you look inside the, Genesis 1 through 6. You got
Right.
everything off Adam. Then you got Seth, Cain, and Abel, right? And it's all descendants of Seth, descendants of Cain, no descendants of Abel. Adam. And whoever the heck Cain got his wife from.
Yeah, see
Yeah.
that's why I'm saying I wouldn't necessarily look at those as nations. I would look at those as tribes. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right. Which is what would illustrate the concept of a nation.
Mm-hmm. Because
So that
I was just gonna say I would say as far as nations before Noah and his children, I would say two. You had Seth and Cain. You see what I'm saying? As far as you being what your father is and the man being the progenitor of a nation, according to Abraham, because Abraham was what his father was, but he was still able to be the beginning of his own nation. The same thing in Rebecca's womb. She was told that she would have two nations in her womb that came from the same father.
which is why I say it's easy for Noah to have carried that day 5 creation in his blood.
Uh-huh. Can you hear me out?
Yeah, I hear you.
I was just trying to make sure I ain't lose service. I was driving.
No. I think we all in agreement that something weird came out that water or that day 5 creation. When it says, let the waters bring forth abundantly every living creature that have life.
Yeah, see,
Every
I
moving creature.
don't want to spoil our Genesis breakdown too much, but what we're definitely gonna put emphasis on is the same thing that happened with Ham, Shem, and Japheth. Is the same thing that happened with Adam, Eve, and the serpent. Same thing. So just like Ham ended up trying to get some new knowledge and feeling like Noah didn't expose him to everything that it was for him to be exposed to. That's the same thing the serpent did with Adam and Eve. Hey, it's some more knowledge for you. Don't worry about what your father told you previously. I got some more knowledge for you. You're not gonna die.
And you got.
So my understanding is that Noah already knew that with Ham picking up that knowledge, he would teach that to his seed, which is why he cursed his youngest son.
yeah, I can see that. Yep. Yeah. Hey, look, don't release all the sauce, man. Let's say something. Say something. Man, Apollo quiet, man. You got something you want to say?
No, I'm just sitting back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you,
Learning.
brother. I feel you, brother. Apollo, you cool with me, man. I ain't gonna tell you no, so you make my day, brother.
Thanks, brother. Same to you, man. It's all good, man. Got a lot of respect for you, brother.
Likewise,
Yeah, man.
brother.
Hey,
Likewise.
all praises to the Most High. You know what I'm saying, for revealing his prophecies to us before they started to be fulfilled. Because that leave us room to understand what it means that we're brought together and why we were brought together. You see what I'm saying? It's all there in the prophecies, which is why we might as well go ahead and announce it live, y'all. Brother Apollo, we want to make you the first honorary Moor to say that he's affiliated with a Hebrew Israelite camp. If you don't mind doing so, we actually want to stretch out. We want to stretch out our hand to you. If you don't mind accepting the invite, you want we're not asking you to teach on the street with the brothers or nothing like that. We appreciate your detail and your depth of study. And man, and like I say, we feel like you bringing in lost sheep like the Most High wanted us to do. So we're not gonna get into what nation or tribe you feel like we from, because brothers are subject to be from Canaan at any day of the week. You see what I'm saying? We subject to do a DNA test and somebody look and see that they may have more Canaanite blood than another brother. You see what I'm saying? So we try not to get too caught up on genealogies and things like that, and let the spirit do the discernment, man. And like I say, if you willing, man, we willing to say we affiliated with Brother Apollo, and me be able to come across another Moorish brother that don't quite got the same understanding as you, and say, hey man, I got a brother who might be able to break some stuff down to you. You know what I'm saying? And it be more receptive from another brother that comes from the same background. So
No, I definitely accept that. You know what I'm saying? With definitely a lot of respect. You know what I mean? Thanks for the even offering it, you know what I'm saying, to a brother. Because usually when, you say I come from a Moorish background, it doesn't get receptive, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely accept that, man. Love you, brothers.
yeah, man. And like I say, the only thing that come with that from the brothers here at 3BY, I say we ain't asking you to do no more. Just when you do finally get that 3BY shirt in the mail, just understand that it's nothing but Yahweh's name and us wearing that shirt with righteousness. And we wear that shirt as our fringes along with our fringes. You see what I'm saying? So that's why we made that logo as custom as we did, because we didn't want it to be too much imagery that could be used as a graven image. You know what I'm saying, per se. So we just brothers that like to wear the Most High's name, man. And what is it? Exodus 13 and 15, 17 and 15. Yahweh is my banner.
17, 15.
17 and 15, man. Yahweh is my banner. And once we see other brothers that's making Yahweh their banner, we like to say you are 3BY. You know what I'm saying? We in a camp that does initiations and things like that, man. We camp according to the scriptures. And a camp in the scriptures was an assembly of Israelites, or an assembly, the body of the church. You see what I'm saying? And me and you both know the commandments in great detail to know that there were other sojourners from other lands that sojourned with the Israelites. So that's why I say, man, as deep detail as we have of the scriptures, we understand that it's no problem with a brother, claiming another background or genealogy and walking in the same direction we walk. So I say, man, we appreciate you accepting that invite and, shaking the hand that we extended out. I say we look forward to studying with you, brother. And we got another group chat to invite you to as well. It's just about 4 or 5 brothers that outside of our scholarship chat, solely scripture, man. That's it. What we do every day, dedicated to the Most High, meditating daily on the scriptures. That's it.
No doubt, brothers. I mean, y'all definitely some smart brothers. I can say that much.
Hey man, I won't never, I can't never fix my mouth to say I'm any sharper than you, brother. Cause like I say, you done taught me probably just as much as you feel like I've taught you, if not more. So we learning from each other, and swords. The sword we use is double edged, so we ain't got no choice but to sharpen each other up. Even if I think I'm using the wrong side, I'm gonna sharpen your sword up. As long as we using the Bible.
Respect, you know what I mean? For sure. That's definitely, you know what I mean, felt on both sides.
Shalom. Another thing too, I guess I'll close out on my end anyway. Just for the panel to be looking forward to. I think if you give us about 4 to 5 days to a week, we'll definitely have a good beginning of Genesis breakdown. Because a lot of people, that's another hot topic that's boiling again. Seems like is Jesus God or is he Yahweh, the God of the Old Testament? That's been boiling lately. And another topic that's stirring back up is the beginning in Genesis and the serpent in the garden. It's just through the spirit, man. I've seen multiple camps going into Genesis breakdown of some sort just in the past 2 days. So I know, the Lord is gonna reveal what needs to be dealt with at the time, as long as we meditating daily. And I feel like that's a good topic that we can go into next for some edification, especially for people who on the side of the fence that Adam and Eve were the first two people on the earth. I think that definitely needs to get nipped in the bud, like ASAP.
You start that conversation with, do fish have souls?
God. Every living creature that have life.
I think we should put a couple presentations together, you know what I mean, on those hot topics.
I'm in full agreement. In full agreement. Like I said, I done been long-winded enough, man. Any of y'all brothers got anything else y'all want to add? Let's say most definitely Apollo be looking for that WhatsApp invite. We got another group that we cater to on the WhatsApp app, and same thing. We do video calls, phone calls every now and then, where we drop precepts. And a lot of times, this is the chat that we're in, getting our topics together for the scholarship over pseudoship. So, I say, it'd be a pleasure to have another brother that's as sharp as you are and studies as deep as you do to be amongst us. And these are the kind of brothers that we need in the midst. So yeah, man, I'm gonna call Halal Hashem Yahweh Hamashiach. 3BY out, man. Y'all enjoy y'all night. Shalom.
No doubt, man. Shalom. Peace to everybody.
Peace.